All right, everyone. New week, new video, new action we're going to ask you to take. So today we're going to be focused on our family housing campaign. So Faith in Housing, for those who aren't familiar, one of our core campaigns in the coming years is to make it easier to build more family-sized housing in California. There's four parts of what we're trying to do in there. We're trying to create more flexible zoning. We're going to make sure that family housing has simple approvals, the costs are reduced, and we're also trying to legalize and make it easier to build condos. Today, we're going to be focused on the last part, legalizing condos. So, for those who aren't familiar, what is a condominium? Let's define that. So, a condo is property in a complex with individual units, often more than 5 units. We're going to be talking about today, each of which is owned separately. So, this could mean anything from, on the one hand, a row of townhomes, right? Each of which is part of a condo association, or a high-rise building, each unit being a part of a condo association. It doesn't matter which of those types we're talking about. What's true in California is that condos are very rare. So if we compare California to a place like Canada or a state like Hawaii, those places have 30 to 40% of their new construction that's multifamily, has 5 or more units. 30 to 40% of that is being sold as condos. In California, it's 3%, which is absurdly low. And that matters a lot because condos are an easier way for families to access home ownership than single family homes. So median price of a single family home in California is about $1 million. Median price of a condo is significantly less, $750,000. We would love that to be lower, but that's a huge price difference between the two. So we want more of them to unlock homeownership opportunities for folks. This is especially important because in California, homeownership has dipped significantly in recent years. So what can we do about it? So we're supporting 2 bills this year to make accessing and building condos easier. The first is addressing the issue of liability. Now, in California, if you build rental housing, you can be sued if you make a mistake in construction and that causes issues. But you can only be sued for 4 years. If you build housing that's for sale, you can be sued for up to 10 years, right? So this means practically that when people build condos, over 80% of them are being sued, which is a lot. And even when these lawsuits are frivolous, they wouldn't win in court. The builders will often settle, which creates the need for insurance against these kind of lawsuits. And if you just look at the cost of these lawsuits and what it adds to a for sale building versus a for rental building, it's between $8,000 and $18,000 per unit, simply because of the liability risk. Only people who benefit from this are lawyers, because on the one hand, the builders aren't going to be able to build these units profitably, and homeowners aren't going to, or home buyers, excuse me, just aren't going to have any options to buy, right? So we want to try to reform this. And we're not doing this because we're opposed to consumer protection and the ability to get defects fixed. We just think there's a better pathway to do that. And that's encouraging repair and reimbursement, right? So if you're a builder, you make a mistake in your building, the easiest way to fix that is just for you to go in and literally repair, or if they don't think you're quality builder, to give the people reimbursements so they can go hire a contractor to fix the issue, right? Cuts out the lawyers, better for buyers, better for builders. And then we also want to create a certification process, a third-party certification, so that once you're done building with construction and before people move in, that person can say, hey, this was built well, right? Which would help raise the bar when there's a lawsuit, right? And really focus on the bad cases and throw out the frivolous cases where it's just, again, it's just benefiting the lawyer. So the second issue we're trying to address this year is one of financing. So you may have heard, interest rates are really high right now. If you're trying to buy a home, you are very aware of this. Other people who are very aware of this are people who try to build homes, because in most places in the world, if you're trying to build a condo building, you can just go to potential buyers and say, hey, if you give me a deposit, I will lock in a price for you and go build the units and you'll get it at the end. And it's a win-win, again, for the buyer. You get to buy something that doesn't exist yet, but might be cheaper than the single family homes you're looking at. It's a win-win for the builder because they get cheap financing, right? They can take that money, know that it's there. If someone backs out, they get to keep it, and then use that to go build housing with it. In California, we have set a really strict cap on this, 3%, right? And this is really raising loan costs for builders, which again, just means that less projects are being built. Other states, the cap on this is 10 to 15%. So we're trying to incrementally move in that direction. Most people I talk to would like to get it to 10, 15%, but just because of political realities, we're going to try to move it to 6%, which is closer to the norm in other states, can lower costs for building these projects, and it would be good for buyers and builders. So if you're interested in more condos in California, I would encourage you to take 1 minute or less, fill out our email action alert, and contact your representative about these bills.